Hey, good morning, and thanks for waking up with me once again. If it's your first time, I hope you'll stick around for the whole video. And if if you're a repeat viewer, thank you very much for coming and checking back on me and keeping up with me a little bit. Um, it's early; I haven't quite left yet, and I've got a housemate that's still sleeping because it's it's Sunday morning, and it's his day off, but I'm working as I frequently do. So some of you know me, and you know that's kind of my tendency. I work quite a bit. It's uh, it's part of who I am, and I do it because I enjoy it. Um, More so, I enjoy it than I need to. I'm fine financially. I'm not struggling like some people I know, and some people that I care quite a bit about. And that's kind of what brings me to today's subject. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday about life in general and things and the pursuit of happiness and all that. And to be honest with you, I don't. I think we spend too much time pursuing happiness, whereas instead we should pursue something meaningful, purpose in our life. The happiness will come with that, but pursuing happiness and then dealing with the obstacles in life and all the things that trouble us and concern us or frustrate us or make us angry or all those things or the disappointments we have, things like that. Those are things that are a part of life, and they always have been and they always will be. But your pursuit of something meaningful, whatever's meaningful to you, I think will give you so much more. It'll give you peace of mind for one, because you're doing something that means something, and that's I think that means more to our spirit than just the happiness. Um, Partly because if it's meaningful, there's a good chance it's made an impact on someone else. There's something good that you've done. There's other things that have happened, and that means that you've been a good influence on the community around you, or people, possibly people that you don't even know that you'll never meet, depending on what you do for a living. Like this vlog that I'm doing, it hopefully will eventually reach out to people that I may never know, and hopefully I'll say something along the way that will affect them in a positive way and get them to do something more with their life, something that's going to give them purpose. And that's the reason I'm doing this, to be quite honest with you. Um, it's not to become a celebrity or to feed my ego or things like that, although I suppose in some ways it does happen, but that's really not my intention. I'm doing this because I enjoy my life. I feel incredibly blessed for the life that I've had for the last several years, actually for my whole life, really. And I've had some definite adversity. I've had some hard times. I've had deep financial problems in the past. I filed bankruptcy. I don't know. It was over 30 years ago, but but it still happened. And there were times in my life that I was near homeless, and some other things that were worse. And as we go through this whole process of me talking about my life, my point of view, you'll know more and more about it if you happen to stick around. But but finding purpose, that's what's really made a difference. That's what's changed my life more than anything else. And as I as I get a little further down the road on life, and I look around at what I'm doing, I find that it pays me back. It gives me so much more than anything else. Not some narrow-minded approach to life, but actually pursuing what's important and taking into account people around me as because for me that's what's important. And I find that life pays me back. Excuse me. Um, Still early. I haven't been talking to anybody yet. I find that life pays me back in in ways I frankly find hard to describe. But there are so many good things that go on in my life that I feel fortunate to enjoy, and um, I think that's for a few reasons. I think that's because that's my perspective. That's how I choose to look at it. That's how I that's how I interpret things that have happened. There's still bad things that happen to me. There's still disappointments. There are still things that concern me, or that keep me up late at night sometimes. Or am I doing the right thing? Have I done the right thing? Have I fixed the right thing? Have I done all I could do to make it right for my clients or for my friends, or what are the circumstances that I'm thinking or that I'm contemplating, or have I responded to somebody? Have I paid attention? Did I really hear something that was being said to me? Did I stop to listen, or did I just hear a few words and then fill in the blanks with my own thoughts. And as much as I try to listen, as much as I try to, be a good friend, as much as I try to be all those things, I'm not perfect. I'm not infallible. Just none of us are. And, all I can do is do the best I can do. And that's part of my intention. That's part of my purpose. That's part of what I'm doing. It's how I operate my business. My comments to my employees all the time is that it has to be done right. And even if it costs me money, it has to be done right, because that's my reputation. That's my business. That's what I base it on. We don't do marketing. We have a web page that I haven't even touched in 6 years, which is maybe negligence on my part, especially right now as we're starting to expand. I'll go back and readdress that. But I haven't done anything with the web page because we've been, frankly, really busy. Because the clients that I have know that I treat my company and I treat my clients, I treat each project with integrity, with intent, and it has purpose for me, and it's important to me that it's done correctly and that I keep my employees with the same point of view. And I find that approach has benefited me on so many things in life, so many things that are so much easier, that are better handled just right up front and just be done. And if I fall short for some reason, if I'm clear about it, if I speak up, if I, tell a client that, hey, there's a problem here, this happened, I didn't expect this to happen, or I had an interruption with this, and so I'm going to make it right for you. I'm going to get it done. We're going to fix this. We're going to follow up. We'll do these things. And it's the same thing with my personal relationships. I try to stay in touch with people. I try to be aware where they're coming from. If something's said or done that I didn't really like, that threw me off, that was disappointing to me, or that I thought was wrong on their part, it's good to stop and think about, okay, so why did that happen? What was the cause of that? Especially if it's somebody I've known for many years, but even somebody new, I have to understand where they came from, what inspired them to make that comment or that action, or inspired or prevented them from making that comment or action, not following up or not saying something nice back when I said something, or whatever it is that might have happened. But putting myself in their shoes and understanding that, what is their purpose, what is their intention, what is their agenda in life? Because we all have an agenda. It may be a moving target in some respects, but we all have an agenda. There's things to do, there's things to say, we have things that we need to do. We have some sort of intention for the day. Yesterday I was talking about, do we have a destination that we're headed to? Do we know where we're going in life? Do we know what we're doing? And part of that is can be tied back to your intentions, your purpose, your sense of meaning here. If you have no meaning, how would you ever find happiness? How would you ever find the motivation to get out of bed early every day, or at all, for that matter? Why not just give up and just cash it in? Because if you don't have purpose, you don't have meaning, then who are you? What is the point? What is the point of going through with it? Because life isn't necessarily easy. It's frequently hard, actually. And I find it a lot harder to just face by yourself, to just take things on without any help, without any support, without others at least caring that you're okay, that things are going on. It doesn't mean that I expect them to show up in my job. It doesn't mean that I expect them to buy me things or anything like that. It means that I just want their support. I want to know that I'm doing the right thing. I want their approval. And I think that's generally the nature of most people. I think that no matter who you are, if you're an introvert or an extrovert, if you're an extrovert, then you already know you like being around people. But even introverts want someone to care about them. They want to be cared for. They want to be supported. They want to know that somebody is paying attention. They don't want to be completely left alone. They're just shy. They may be tucked away in a corner and minding their own business, but it doesn't mean that they want to be ignored, because none of us want that. It's not the nature of human beings. And I don't care what your background is, but we're all human beings. If you're watching this show right now, and you're most likely a human being, or your dog's with you, or your cat. But I guess that's another point of view. But I'm just telling you to think about your purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? And by the way, if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, you don't know what your purpose is in life, and you're having struggles with whether or not your life is good or is valid, or it's worthwhile, and you're looking for answers, you're looking for some sort of joy or some sort of relief, whether you're finding it through alcohol or drugs, or you're finding it through crazy friends, or maybe you're cheating on your spouse, or whatever it is that your reasons are. Is it because you don't have purpose? Do you know what you're supposed to be doing? Have you made that decision? And by the way, I've got a few friends that are actually still in their 20s. I know a variety of people, nieces and nephews, things like that. And I talk with them from time to time to listen about their goals in life, and just to hear what they have to say, and just let them speak freely about what's going on, not being in an interview, but just listening to what they've got going on. And so many are undecided about life and undecided about what they're going to do, and they maybe they're not working at all, or they've got a job that they hate and they're not having a good time with it or anything like that, and they're just kind of biding time. And in a few cases I've heard these stories for a couple of years, and now they're in their later 20s, and life is passing by, and they're struggling financially. Some are still living at home, and others are just getting by. They have roommates that, and they're living in neighborhoods they don't really want to live in because they just don't know what they're going to do. And I can tell you from my experience, just start doing. Just start doing. Go find it. Go do it. Whatever it is, just start doing it. If nothing else, you'll learn what you don't want to do. But don't wait. Don't wait to live your life. Life is short. There are people at a young age who pass away every day. So don't be that person. Start living your life. Be something, and step up to whatever it is your purpose is, and then fulfill that for your own good, and for the good of everyone else around you. But step up and do that. Anyway, that's my thoughts. I've got other things I got to get on to, and as you can tell, I'm in my garage still, so I'm going to run off. Yesterday's video had a little bit too much background noise, so I'm going to try and not record so often when I'm driving. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this has given you something to think about. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you'll stick around, come around. I try to keep this around 10 minutes or a little less. I always seem to go a little bit over. Looks like I'm a little over 12 minutes now. And hit the like button or dislike. Those things matter. And I'd like your feedback. If you're just looking at it, you're not doing one or the other. If you're not subscribing, if you're not clicking on the like or dislike button, or if you're not making comments, I have no idea if I'm making any sense here at all, or if you just think I'm silly. I only know about videos that get remarks of some sort on. I don't necessarily know how many views. Well, I guess I know views, but I don't know if it's partial views or what it is. I just know that there's some numbers out there, and I want to know that I'm doing this, because that's my purpose for taking the time to do this, for taking the time to sit down and have a chat with you, for doing all the homework that I'm doing on this. It's helping me also, because this is what I'm doing in my life right now. This is what I'm evaluating and taking another look at what I'm doing. And although I don't plan on giving up my primary business, I'm enjoying this, and I'm committed to being here every single day for at least the next year, and probably beyond that. So I hope you'll stick with me, and I hope you'll give me some input from time to time. A couple of you have, and thank you so much. I really appreciate your comments, even if it's just one or two words. I just appreciate hearing from you and knowing that you hear my voice. All right, thanks so much, and have a good day. Thanks.